Morning everyone, welcome back to Johnny's out on his XJ again. The first ride and the review that I did, I didn't think it was really that good. Could have explained it a bit better. People were asking questions about this and that, so you know, I was a bit overexcited on getting out on my first ride rather than talking about the bike. So this is going to be a full review on Johnny's XJ. Hey, that is one big pile of hay. Cool, it's so smooth. It is so smooth, it is unbelievable. There is like a droning vibration though that I don't like. You know, when you de-accelerate, it's like, oh, and then you pull the clutch out and stall it while the lights are supposed to be changing. Better not show that on the tape, had I? Get away before anybody sees me, I'm embarrassed. Get away before anybody sees me, I'm embarrassed. Fancy stalling it at the lights. After I was saying it's very smooth. This bike's very smooth, you know. Oh, I stalled it. Yes, I've lost like half a stone, believe it or not. I did lose a stone, but on my holiday I put £5 back on. But I'm going to lose it again, hopefully. And the why I'm telling you that is because before, when I told you the sitting position on this bike, my legs did feel a bit cramped and stuck up in the air. But now I've lost a bit of weight and my levers are quite loose. It's not too bad. Feels alright. I think you could probably drive on it for a long time. Acceleration is nice, as you can see. But you know, you have to stick to the speed limit, 40 miles an hour. Don't know if you can see the clock. Like people say, it does need a 6 gear. If they'd have put a 6 gears on this, I would have loved it to bits. I still like it, but you know. But there you go, that's the 1.8 about the bike I don't like. What else can I say? The braking, people have said that these brakes are crap, but I think they're pretty spot on. I was going to filter then, but no, I didn't check my mirrors properly. Because I'm going to get stuck at the lights, I know I am. Oh no, I'm through, I'm through, I'm through. Only just. Come on, bugger off before they all come. Oh my god, I'm going to get wiped out. Oh, I'm sweating my cobs off. Where was I? Yeah, the braking is spot on. Front brake is spot on, but back brake is a bit shit, but you only need that when you're stopping. You only need that when you're stopping. Yeah, of course you do, you dickhead. What I mean is, you only need that when you're coming to a stop. Because you let go of the front brake and just use your back brake so the front end doesn't dive. If you know what I mean. Like a controlled stop. I hate stopping, especially when there's somebody on the back and you've got your front brake on and as you stop, the bike dives forward. And if you can't reach the floor properly, that can become a bit of a problem. So anyway, yes, the brake's pretty good. Back brake, I'm not too bothered about that. As long as it stops me at slow speed, which it does perfectly. If you're going to come to an emergency stop, you're just going to yank the fuck out of your front brake, aren't you? And if it starts sliding, then you let go and just crash into whatever you're trying to avoid. Yeah, so brakes are good. What else? Sitting's good, I've told you that. Petrol consumption. Somebody's told me that it's really good on petrol. I haven't really tried it yet, but because I've only been out on it once. Then I had to go, well, I didn't have to go, I went away on holiday. Couldn't go on the bike unfortunately because we have to take the dog with us. I suppose I could stick him in my coat, couldn't I? I have to try and train him. Get in my coat, you little bugger. It'd be a bit uncomfortable if he has a piss, wouldn't it? Especially if he has a shit. So, oh, I'm rambling, aren't I? Rambling, I'm a rambling man. What else is there? The looks of the bike, yes, I like the looks of the bike. It is like the old 80s, 90s look, you know, without the radiators sticking out the front and not too much plastic all over the bike. I'm not too keen on the front fairing, but it, you know, it's not that bad. It just sort of grow on you, I suppose. A lot of people say that this screen doesn't do fuck all, so it's better to get a full length screen which comes up to about here somewhere. But I'm not getting any I'll say that again. I'm not getting any head buffer from the wind, and it is pretty windy, well, breezy. It's not windy, but it is pretty breezy. Yesterday it was really windy, but God, it was just too hot to go out on the bike. Even though it was windy, it was like standing in front of an hairdryer on full temperature. That was just standing still in the wind. So yes, the screen is, I'm happy with the screen. It's not blowing my head about or anything. Perhaps I'm a bit shorter than most people, I don't know. I'm 5'11". Like I say, the gears, changing the gears, here, I'll back down to first, are really smooth. You don't get that chatter, you know, when you've got a chain. Oh, come on, darling. You know, when you've got a chain and you get that every time you change gear, and the whiplash from the chain. Well, you don't get any of that. It's all nice and smooth. Cornering. When I first went out on the bike, took it for the MOT, I thought, cool, this, when you turn in sharp corners, not sharp corners, you know, at low speed, like roundabouts, mini roundabouts or whatever, the handlebars wanted to drop. If I was turning left, they wanted to drop to the left. If I wanted to turn right, the handlebars were sort of dropping to the right, and I had to pull them back to stop them turning too much. And I thought, oh, I'm not going to like this bike. I don't like that at all. But then, as you've seen on my first wheel ride, I pumped all the tyres up properly, and now it's actually quite nice around the corners. You can go at quite fast speed as well if you want to bank it over a bit, but you have to be careful of the main stand because it will scratch on the floor. But I suppose that's a warning to say don't go any more or you're going to slide off. So cornering is pretty good. Okay, so what's it like on the bumps? It is pretty good. Rear suspension couldn't be any better really. Probably not as good as the BMW, but you know. Okay, pull in and change my camera around. And what about the front suspension? Oh, yes, the front suspension is pretty good. I recommend it for the cornering, and I recommend it for the gears, I recommend it for the sitting position, I recommend it for the wind deflection, and I recommend it for the petrol consumption, and I recommend it for everything I can think of, but I can't think of anything. Anyway, I'm about to go on to the A610, which I can do 70 mile an hour. So let's see what it's like at 70 mile an hour. I haven't actually done it on film yet, 70 mile an hour. So I do know what it's like, but you don't. So I will have to show you, won't I? Unless you don't want to watch. Yes, and the steering wobble has gone. When I got home from that ride, the steering was wobbling. It's all right now. But what I noticed was when I put it on the main stand, pulled the front wheel up by the forks with both hands, sitting in front of the bike, or kneeling in front of the bike, and I started pushing them backwards and forwards, and they were well loose. So I've tightened took all the handlebars off and readjusted all the handlebar stem bearings. You know what I mean. And now it seems a lot better. A very lot better. See if it opens up. Woo! What am I doing? Doing 80. Better slow down a bit. So let's get to 70 and see what we can do. Well, that's 75. And it's not bad at all. Pretty comfortable. In fact, it's pretty nice with this bit of a breeze coming through my helmet and going down my levers. Oh, I better, no, I can't go to 80. Come on. So I reckon this bike would comfortably cruise at 80 mile an hour on the motorway, probably even 90 mile an hour. You know, after a bit you just get used to it, don't you? And then when you drop down to 70 you think, I'm going too slow. If you know what I mean. So yes, the high speed of this bike on the motorway is pretty awesome. So that's a recommendation from me. Look at him, he's doing what? 200 mile an hour? So anyway, that's it for a bit until I can think of something else. Ooh, this bike is pretty amazing. I thought it was going to be a bit vibrated, but it's not. It's not vibrating at all. The wind is going straight over my head. I'm getting a bit of a breeze around my shoulders, which is quite nice. Oh, my head is sweating. Oh, I'm going to lift my head up. Can't breathe, it's too hot. Oh. 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 Oh, you keep expecting a jolt when you put it in first gear, but there's nothing. Oh, that's messed my mirror up completely. There's nothing to do with that. Oh, that's better. I can see through my mirror now. All the way back round the island. Hello. Ooh, yes, oh, it's alright, it's alright. Keep going, keep your speed up. This is the little town of Eastwood. Little Eastwood. Are you going to cross? No. Remember Annika Rice? That was her, wasn't it? Get to the chopper! And Mrs. Dartfire, look. Hello, Mrs. Dartfire. You're welcome. Cool, I'll tell you what, when you've only got 5 gears, it does make it quite difficult to work out which gear you're in. You go, crow. Everybody's doing it, picking a nose and chewing it. Yes, I better mention the weight as well, hadn't I? The weight of the bike. The bike is very heavy. So if you sort of park on a slant and your bike is leaned right over, it is very heavy to lift up with your left leg. Excuse me. But when you're riding it, it's perfectly fine. And I'm quite happy with it because I can get both feet firmly on the ground, like I say. But like, you know, when you do park up, you expect a helicopter or a RAF jet to come and land on your petrol tank, because it is a big bike. I've been on the bike for a while. I normally get pins and needles in my fingers. Even with the I-bars on the CBR, I used to get pins and needles after a while, but as yet no pins and needles. So that's all good. That's all wicked. I think I'd have to make it to Wales on this without... Well, I'd have to make a few stops, I'd imagine. Oh, it is almost a 5-hour drive in the car, so I don't know how long it'd take on the bike. But I'd love to go to Wales on it, but you know, when you've got a wife and a dog, and the wife keeps saying, I won't be able to stay on the back that long, you can't take it. So what I'm going to try and do is get a car with a tow bar, and then I can put this on the trailer and take it to Wales. But even then I'm still a bit stuck, because you've got to leave the dog in the hot caravan all on his own. Oh, he's a crazy biker. Alright, miserable. Oh, dear. Fucking dickhead, he didn't even look, did he? Just come straight over into what the lane I was going into. Hello. I better stop flashing this, Anna, because I'm nearly out of petrol. for that extra gear, but it's not there. So there we have it, my review on the Xj900. My reflections on thoughts, yes, I love it. It is a pretty good bike. It was all worthwhile, and I'd just like to say a big massive thanks to all you guys for following me, with all your help and your support and all your comments all through this journey with the XJ. But now, yeah, I'm tired. Now it's come to an end. So I think I've earned myself a couple of weeks holiday from YouTube, which is what I'm going to do. I've got some work to do on this, and I'll get back onto the CBR in the autumn, get that done over the winter hopefully. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment, tell all your mates about the D9 and how I've struggled and bled and cried and laughed and got this thing back with the living. A free bird. So yep, as always, I'll see you not next week, not the week after. It's not really as always, is it? So I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and just remember, if you want a bike like this, you know, you don't have to be the most intelligent person in the world. You can be as big as picture like me and you can still do something like that. So, this bird
you.